Leave her alone. What are you doing? Big stretch? I love you very much, but you can't sit in here and just pant while I'm recording. I told you no panting. There's no way you're thirsty. There are my notes. And of course I'm not. Ah! Bye, bear. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This month we are doing NaNoWriMo, which stands for National Novel Writing Month. There are 2 other parts already published on my channel. You're welcome to go back and watch those if you haven't already. You don't necessarily have to. The gist, we're writing 50k words in the month of November. We're already about 30k done. It's gonna be smooth sailing from here on out. My project is basically supernatural with lesbians. Like, that is the most concise way I can explain it. I go into it a bit more depth in video 1 if you're interested in that, but whatever. It is set up like a TV show, so there are 12 episodes, and each episode is broken into 3 to 5 smaller parts. So each chapter is actually like 5 pages as opposed to 30. I also have a Pinterest board with some Midwest Gothic images. Ah, my chair is so squeaky. The playlist has some Chaperone, some Amelia Day, some Hayley Williams and Paramore, Florence and the Machine, Girl in Red, a single Phoebe Bridgers song, a single The Last Dinner Party song, and then some All About Eve, some Cocteau Twins, some Susie and the Banshees, a Lucy Dacus song, and some Pat Benatar. That's pretty much the gist of what we're listening to. And I listen to the playlist most days, honestly. I'm kind of into it now. The first 2 days of this challenge, I was traveling. I was out of town to visit my sister at college for her birthday, which was very fun. I was crabby the entire time because I hadn't slept enough. I was traveling with a dog, and we were pretty much there to do whatever my sister wanted. So there were a lot of changed plans that we changed because we wanted to do what she wanted to do. But there were a couple of times when I was like excited to go get food somewhere, and then I wouldn't have time to go and get food before I was supposed to go meet her. So I was a little crabby. You're seeing it because my sister didn't see it, so I'm counting that as a win. But yes, without any further ado, let's get into it. Hi everyone. Welcome back to NaNoWriMo. It's day 15. You may notice this is not my house. I'm visiting my sister at college for her birthday. Can you hear my dog crying in the background? He's mad that my mom left. So I'm doing my writing in a hotel room right now. I have 640 words to write, so I'm not gonna focus too much on trying to get a decent word count. I'm just gonna do my goal and we'll see what happens. So I think we started part 6 yesterday. I'm just gonna do the first section of that. I will check in whenever I'm done with that, whenever that may be, because I am doing a bunch of stuff today with my sister. I'll see you guys later. All right, I just finished up the intro part to part 6. That was 1,500 words. Here's a quick look at her stats. Update for hotel time. I am currently doing homework, and I'm drinking a woodchuck cider. Pro tip, if you can get woodchuck cider where you are, please appreciate it for me. Let me live vicariously through you, because I'm from a small town, and they don't sell the licenses to sell it there. I can't get any woodchuck products where I live. It's just Angry Orchard all the time. Woodchuck is so good. It's my favorite cider. Drink responsibly, kids. I'm hanging out with the dog until it's time for my sister's party, so I'm just like in this hotel room by myself, reading about at-risk military youth. Guess what my degree's in? Like, just based off that. You won't be able to guess, I guarantee it, but you can try. Hi everyone, it is Sunday the 16th, day 16, and it is 7:30 p.m. I have spent all day in the car traveling. I have not done my writing yet. I'm very tired. I want nothing more than to curl up in my bed and watch some mindless YouTube, but the show must go on, folks. So I think we only have about 600 words to write today. 587 words, even better. Genuinely, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put on a timer for 30 minutes. I'm gonna write, and whenever that's done, that's done. Hopefully it's 587 words, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. So I'm gonna do that. I don't even know what I have to write today. I think I'm still definitely working on part 6. It's in a stack now, so I could take it with me. I just finished my 10-page paper that was due today. If I don't get an A on that, I'm going to scream. I don't think I'm gonna really write anything except setup. So, we'll look at it more in depth tomorrow when I don't feel like my brain is running out of my ears. So, I'm gonna write for 30 minutes and I'll come back and show you guys what I come up with. So, I lied, it was more like 45 minutes, but 1457 words. Let's look at what that looks like over here. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I did not write very much. I did write more than I thought I would. Just because, you know, I hit my 30 minutes and then I went, I'm going to finish this part and we'll see what happens. And then we finished the part and it was 45 minutes. So, you know. You do what you can. Man, I am so tired. Yeah, so, anyway, in case you guys were like, why is she writing so much that first week, you know, when we were doing 3,000 words, 2,000 words? It's so that there's no pressure on me down here, and I can just stop when I'm done. But yeah, I'm gonna finish my Coke. And I'm gonna take a shower, and I'm gonna crash. So hard, dude. So hard. Hi, everyone. It is Monday, the 17th, I believe. Day 17 of our challenge. I just slept 12 hours. Almost. Actually, maybe more like 11, but still a lot. Yeah, I meant to film more this weekend than I actually did. But, I was also either babysitting the dog the entire time, or I was hanging out with my sister. And I'm not gonna like put her drunkenly crying while opening presents from people into a video. Our dog was just on something else this weekend. He woke us up multiple times in the middle of the night, both Friday night and Saturday night, crying, and he didn't have to go to the bathroom, so I don't know what that's about. I think he was ready to be home after like an hour on the road. But he, you know, he could have done a lot worse, and he has done a lot worse when we've traveled with him before. So I think I have another busy week for homework this week. Let me check. While I do that, I'm still reading the Berry Pickers. I'm just over halfway done with it. It's not super long, so I will definitely finish it by the end of this video. Almost definitely start something new. Yeah, I'm not sure. I do have assignments in both of my classes, so we may be a little busy with homework this week. Should definitely do some today, even though I really, really do not want to. Let's see how many words we have to write. I think today I want to listen to some Florence and the Machine. She kept coming on the Spotify radio while we were driving. There were a lot of songs I liked, no clue what they're called. So we're gonna figure that out today. Yeah, about 540 words we have to do today. Easy peasy. Yeah, I'm not sure how long I'm gonna write. I don't feel the need, like I have the past 3 days, to just get it over with as soon as possible. So I am gonna take my time a little bit more and chill. I'm not gonna be like, you have to physically keep writing as long as your hands are on the keys. No need for that. So I'm just going to work for a bit, listen to Florence and the Machine, chill. We'll see what I get done. I probably won't finish episode 6 today. I'll probably just kind of get the middle chunk, if that We may need 1 or 2 more days working on it, but that is all right. We are pretty much halfway through the challenge, because 15 was the halfway mark. So let's see what we can get done with. Yeah, do I have anything else I want to tell you guys? Not really. Okay, I'll come back in a bit. All right, we ended with 35,709. That was 18K words. Not 18K, that's 1,800 words. So a little bit more than the last couple of days. Full disclosure, I did write for maybe 45 minutes, and then I took a break. I ran some errands, I ate some lunch, and then I came back. So this was 2 sessions. 70%. We're 70% done, guys. Really, how much do we have left? 14,291. Wow. All right. That was some good work. Nice. And how far did I get on? I listened to Deluxe. 18 songs down. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 18 of writing. Yay! Hi everyone, welcome back. Today is day 18. Nothing makes me forget what day it is as much as doing this every single day for 18 days now. What did I do yesterday? I did like 30 minutes of homework, and then I went, that's good enough, I'm done. So I do need to do some homework today. I have a little short list of like 2 or 3 things to do. Granted, they're all like time-consuming things, but whatever. That's really kind of it. I'm hoping I can finish the berry pickers today. I have maybe my Kindle estimate says that I have an hour left, and I'm like 75% done. It's very good. I really want to just lock in, and I probably would have read a little bit more last night, but I was kind of like, oh, I'll read 1 more chapter, and then the chapter was a 30-minute long chapter, and as I've said before, I don't do long chapters. Like, I can read for 30 minutes if they're short chapters, but if it's 1 30-minute chapter, then that feels like a huge commitment, because I don't like stopping in the middle of chapters. Maybe I should stop starting in the middle of chapters again. Maybe I should just stop putting so much pressure on myself. Oh, there is a blues game on at 6 that I think I'm gonna watch. My coffee is nice and warm. So we're still working on part 6. I went and looked at my notes yesterday after I stopped writing, and I totally forgot that there's a bunch of shit that happens kind of in quick succession at the end of this part. So I'm gonna look up the exorcism rites again, and I'm gonna try to get through that part as quickly as possible, and then hopefully I can just get to kind of that last part where, you know, because there's like 1 bonding part and then there's a lot of plot, which I can't remember if I've said this. Part of the plot is that they're looking for the main character's sister who has disappeared, and they find out that she's been like summoning powerful spirits. Basically, they try to summon one of these spirits and it doesn't work, and the reasoning is that the spirit knows that they're looking for it and can like ward itself against being summoned. So what's supposed to happen at the end is the main character is supposed to summon the spirit again, and it's supposed to work this time. But I'm not sure I want to do that. I'm not sure if that makes sense. So I probably won't get that far today, which is good because I need to let it brew, and I need to think about what I want to do for the end of this. Because I think some of the other stuff that happens is enough to like suggest that there's BS happening. Maybe I can move that to the beginning of part 7, because part 7 is pretty short. Yeah, I'm gonna do that actually. Let me make a note so I don't forget after I'm done talking to you. Alright, see, sometimes it's nice to have people to talk to about your writing. Sometimes it helps you work yourself out of some little, you know, plot holes. Work through the logic of it. So thank you for doing that for me, guys. Yeah, I think I should just start writing. What do I want to listen to? You know, I kind of want to listen to... I have this playlist I saved. It's not a playlist I made. So this person, Maddie Danger, has a playlist that's called Women in Goth, I believe. It's a very good playlist, and I listen to it occasionally. I think I'm gonna listen to that one because I want to listen to like some classic goth rock. but I don't want to go and listen to an album. So this should do that for me personally. Like, I can't remember if I showed you guys my nails, but here are my nails. Ignore this one that's chipped because the sticker keeps peeling off. These are Van Gogh stickers. I had extra. I did them fully. Like, all my nails had Van Gogh on them once, and I had one extra for each hand, so that's stuck on there. We'll see how many days it is before I peel them off. It'd be really, really nice if I could get to the end of this week, but I doubt that's gonna happen, considering this one is already chipped. But that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna write now. Okay, look at that. We wrote almost 2,000 words. I basically sat down and wrote for an hour. And to be completely fair, I was copy and pasting an exorcism, so a lot of that was copy and pasting the Our Father and stuff. So I will not take full credit for that. This was incredibly easy. We're at about 75%. Yay! 37,661 words. We only have to write just over 400 words tomorrow. So yeah, we have been hanging out pretty comfortably. 15K words. And then that's our graph. Actually, my average per day is about 2,000 words, but that's also including this week up here, where I wrote way over 2,000 words every single day. It's definitely gone down though. Yeah, all right. I guess I will see you guys tomorrow for day 19. We'll see how much we write then. Hi everyone, it is day 19. It is Wednesday. Already almost done with the third week. I have about 400 words to write today. Probably gonna write more than that. I would love it if I could finish part 6 today. That might not happen. I do have a major homework assignment due tonight that I need to work on. So we'll see, but I would love it if I could. I don't have very much left. Yeah, there are like 2 things that need to happen after the bonding. I finished the berry pickers yesterday. It was so good. It was so like bittersweet at the end. And it was one of those stories where like you knew the way that it would end. You knew what the plot twist was, but it was still incredibly fulfilling to see how we got there. I think that book is technically historical fiction. I don't typically like historical fiction, but I did like this one. So if it sounds interesting to you, I really enjoyed it for what that's worth. My next book is Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. I love Gillian Flynn. I have Sharp Objects and I have Gone Girl. Read them both. Very much enjoyed them. The plot twists very much got me. So I'm excited for this one. I'm sure even if it's like my least favorite out of everything she's written, it'll still be very good. So another thing I can update you guys on is I did watch the St. Louis Blues game last night and we lost it overtime. Not surprising, unfortunately. I don't know a whole lot about hockey, but I don't think they're having a very good season. What do I want to listen to today? I'll just listen to this playlist again. The Women of Goth playlist. God, I usually, when I go to bed, I put my hair up, which is why, like, if you've ever seen, like, in any of the days where I'm writing right as I wake up, my hair is, like, in a bun, like, directly on top of my head. That's why. It's to preserve my curls. So this is what it looks like when I don't do that. It's so flat. But it's fine. What? I need to look perfect to take my dog on a walk? No, sir. So yeah, I'm gonna turn on this playlist and I'm gonna write and hopefully finish part 6, which will be much more than 400 words, but we'll see. I'll come back later and show you what I do. Alright, so our final word count is 39,712. That's 2,000 words today. 79% done. Literally almost 40k words. I did end up finishing part 6. I did, I just knocked it out. I have been, what time is it? I have been writing for like 2 hours, so you can tell I'm procrastinating my homework, can't you? Yes, so 350 words tomorrow. I doubt that we will get to 50k this week, but we're definitely gonna hit 50k early. Like, I do need like minimum 5 or 6 more days. So, you know, maybe 25th. So, we'll see how that goes with finals happening, but we're in a really good place. I mean, if you watched my Anthony Trollope video, you know that 15 minutes, half an hour, I can knock out 300 words, no problem. So if it becomes the last week, I only have 15 minutes to dedicate to writing, that's perfectly fine. We'll still work on it. We'll still write every single day, but it might get smaller and smaller. Let's freaking go. All right, hi everyone. It is day 20. It's November 20th. It's about 11:30. And we are starting part 7. Part 7. I did write the first chapter of it yesterday. There was one part in part 6 that I was unsure about, so I just moved it over to the beginning of part 7. Since this one is pretty short, there isn't a lot here. It's mostly to set up that they need to call in another character to help. So we are about halfway through. That's kind of exciting. The project in total, we're well past halfway done with the challenge. I don't know how much I'm gonna get through today. I have some homework to do today. My next due date is Sunday, but I have like, God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 assignments due. Granted, like, some of them are peer responses, but still, they're like 200 words of peer responses because my professor is insane. It's been storming the last day or so. There was a bunch last night. Started kind of around 5. Big old thunderstorms, which I find very cozy, but it is difficult to get stuff done. I should be busting out. I have a daylight lamp that I bought when I was in college. I say when I'm in college, what I mean is when I was working on my undergrad, because it just working on your undergrad and living on campus feels very different than doing a graduate degree at home. But yeah, I had east-facing windows. Every single apartment dorm I lived in had east-facing windows. So whenever daylight savings happened, it would get so dark. It would get dark at like 4 p.m. And I would get out of class at 4 p.m. So it was miserable. So I need to bust that thing out because I'm not doing well when it gets dark so early. I read a little bit of Dark Places yesterday. I do like it so far. I like what it's setting up. I was a little hesitant at first because I didn't like Libby, the main character. I didn't like her voice. But as I read more of it, because there's POV changes, and when I realized that it was fully just a voice, that this is just the character, I was like, oh, okay, she's supposed to be abrasive and like kind of all over the place. So yeah, I am liking it more. I'll update you guys tomorrow, and then I'll finish it next week, but probably early next week. Yeah, I think I should just get to writing. So I'm gonna turn on my playlist and we're gonna work on part 7. And I just realized I turned my overhead on, and that's why I feel overwhelmed. All right, we just finished for today. I probably wrote just over an hour. 1,500 words, 82% done. Let's go. Yeah, I bet we're gonna hit it like right at day 25, which I'm good with. How many words do we have left? We have just under 9,000 words. That's crazy. And now we're down to just under 300 words. So let's go. But yeah, we're basically down where we would be at day 25. We're like 5 days ahead. So yeah, that would make sense if we finish it, you know? If we finish it 5 days early, that would make sense. I think I'm done. But yeah, my coffee is cold. I'm very hungry. I want to go eat lunch. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for our last day of this week. Forgive the bad angle. Pulled out my sunlight lamp, and I want to see if it is as insane as I remember it being. So I already have a thing plugged in. But yes, it has this cord, connects in the back, and it has this little, like, it's basically just like an angelic iPad. Okay. Yep, okay. I'm gonna tell you a ghost story, guys. And it does have a... I think that's as dim as it gets. It's like shining a flashlight directly into your face. What's crazy is that I could probably use this as a ring light. Like, not it's like, just this is the lighting in my room right now. Granted, it is very dark. My phone is probably grading it weird, but this is how it looks. This is what happens when I put it roughly where you are. It's giving me blue eye syndrome. Look at that. Oh, that's crazy. That's insane. Thank you guys for coming on this journey with me. I'll let you know if it cures my seasonal depression. I'm not 100% convinced that it does. Hi everyone. It is day 21. It's the end of our 3rd week. We're 75% done after today, basically. Maybe a little less because, you know, there's 2 extra days. So next week is going to be a little longer. I'm hoping, well, it's going to come out on the 30th, either way. I'm hoping it comes out by 3 p.m. That, of course, assumes a lot of things. We're going to try. We're going to try. Hopefully next week's video will be November 30th at 3 p.m. Central Time. So look forward to that. God, I am tired. I am so tired, guys. My coffee is very hot, too. So we are still working on part 7. We're definitely not going to finish part 7 today, so we'll start there next week. Yeah, I really don't want to write this part. I really don't. What do I want to listen to today? I have some homework. I'm gonna FaceTime some of my friends later, and we're gonna have joint homework time. So I'm not sure if it will be joint homework time or if we'll just end up yapping, which is fair, but I'm looking forward to that. I'm from a small town. I live in the county seat. I went to high school in a town that was different from the county seat, so I lived about 20 to 30 minutes from all my friends in high school. Now most of them have either moved out of the city completely or they're like still out in the boonies, basically. So I don't have a whole lot of people I can or want to hang out with here. Since I moved back in with my parents, all my friends live at least 2 hours away. One of my closest friends lives like 8 hours away from me. So I spend a lot of time just at my house with my dog or with my parents, which, I mean, it sounds really sad. But yeah, it just means whenever I do get to see them, it is really, really nice. Like, I am very glad that I have them in my life and that they are willing to FaceTime me at random hours and do homework with me. I'm gonna read more Dark Places tonight. I'm really curious how this is all gonna tie together because I love Gillian Flynn's plot twists. The one in Gone Girl absolutely got me. Absolutely got me, but I hadn't read a lot of thriller before that. The one in Sharp Objects, it went places I wasn't expecting, but I kind of was immediately like, oh, this is how it's gonna resolve. And, which if you've read it, you know what I mean. Like, I went, oh, this person is the killer. and we went through it and it went somewhere different. I went, huh, that's weird. I was really convinced. And then it turns out I was right all along, which is just perfect foreshadowing. Perfect foreshadowing. I have a couple of theories about dark places, and maybe mute me for 30 seconds if you don't want spoilers. I'm only 40% in, so it's not a huge spoiler. Here are my 3 theories. Theory 1 is that Ben actually did it, and he's just like Libby. He's a pathological liar, and he's pointing the finger in places. There are a lot of things that don't make sense in the case, but I feel like he still was in the right position. Like, I feel like everyone in this book is lying, so you can't trust anyone's perspective at all. 2, I feel like there's a possibility that the mom was trying to orchestrate something for maybe life insurance because of her financial struggles. I'm not totally sure how that would play out, but I do think it's a possibility, and I think that it's worth exploring. It's worth thinking about. And 3, Libby did it. Because again, you can't trust what anyone says. Everyone is a liar in this book. So, those are my 3 theories. I'm putting them out there right now, specifically because if I'm right, I just want attention. I just want you guys to like applaud me for being smart. But yes, those are my theories. We're good now. If you you muted it, turn up your ears again. Oh, I did watch the Blues game yesterday against the Philadelphia Flyers. Here's the thing, I know that they are going to lose. I know it. I look at the win probabilities and I'm like, okay, don't get too attached. We're here for the journey, not the destination. We're here because it's something to do for 3 hours. Every single time. It's just the disappointment. So I only need 300 words today. I'm just gonna start writing and we'll see what happens. Alright, and that's our final word count for this week, 43,227. We wrote about 2,000 words. Here are, where does that start? Where's 15? So these are all our stats for this week. Kind of all over the place, but that's fine. That's our lines. So we have been, you know, writing, once we like had this big jump, we have been writing pretty consistently. So yeah, it still looks like we're gonna finish on the 25th if we keep writing like this. So that's exciting. And then we have 5 days to go ham. That'll be fun. I did not finish part 7. I kind of got through Act 2, I guess you could say. So we'll start Act 3 on Saturday. We'll get through the rest of part 7, maybe in a couple of days. And then we can start part 8. We probably, at most, will finish part 8 next week, depending on how crazy we write. I have a lot of assignments due next week, and it's Thanksgiving, so I may not have the time to really go as crazy as I want. But if we finish, assuming we finish part 8, there are 12 parts, so that's 2/3 through the whole story. So that would be fun. That very much is honestly a good place to be. We'll have to see what we do next week. And then, 230 words for every day. Hi.
I love that Sarah has 2 options.
Oh no, I'm on my laptop, that might be why.
Hello.
Hi.
I love that. I'm about to bake my bread.
Is that the chocolate one?
Yes.
I'm excited, you have to let me know how it
So let's
is.
go.
So that is the end of our week 3 writing vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I will see all of you next week for our last week. We're gonna finish strong. I believe in us. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, let me know what you're working on. Feel free to leave a comment, feel free to follow me on my socials. But other than that, I hope those of you celebrating Thanksgiving have a good Thanksgiving, and I will see you at the end of the month. Bye!